Okay, let's talk now about the course project. The course project consists of two parts. You will work in teams, and the team has to be 5 members. One of the teams will be 4 because we have in this class session um, 16 students. So we will need one team to have 6 members, and the remaining teams will be 5 members. Okay. The first part, you need to conduct a research about the interaction among humans and other elements of the system. You need to provide 2 examples, illustrate in details the application of the ergonomics and on which domain was the application, whether physical, cognitive, or organization, from the one that we have covered today. The second part, you need to apply what you have learned and what you are going to learn in this course to solve a real life problem. اختار select a problem from من بيتك, your office, from your field training if you have taken trainings before, from a restaurant, from a workshop, company, even in the public, from the university. You can select the problem case and analyze this case and provide us with a solution to that case. You have to also consider those 3 objectives when we solve the problem using the ergonomics, which is reducing or increasing the safety, increasing the comfort, and improving the productivity. So you need to prove that from your solution how it will be. Use figures and tables for both parts, A1 and 2. Part 1, you can start proceeded from now. And that's going to be almost half of the grades of your project. The remaining part, which is part 2, by the time you will learn more about the ergonomics methods and principle, where you can apply them in your problem. But also you can still start looking for a problem that suits the ergonomic concept which we covered today. Identify the domains for part 1 and part 2 clearly, and also identify whether it's a task-based or user-based, and under which classification was of those 2 was your problem. Okay. The grading criteria will be 10% for part 2, solving the real problem. Part 1 also 10%. So part 1 is 10, part 2 is 10%. The technical report and presentation, how professional you do the report and the presentation slides, will be a 5%. 5% at the end will be how this is individual. The last one is individual, not teamwork. So how you communicate effectively and answer the individual questions that will be during the presentation. يعني كيف يكون إلقائك? You were professional, formal during the presentation, and you answer the individual question will be directed to you. So the last criteria of the grading is individual, and the remaining 3 are teamwork. So the total grade here are 30% of your course grade. The report should include, يعني الريبورت لازم يحتوي على الاثنين, part 1 and part 2. Based on journal articles, part 1 will be done. You have to find papers or resources online to fulfill number 1 requirement or part 1 requirement. You are required to write a report, summarize a set of articles of those 2 examples. For part 2, you need to describe the problem clearly and identify the ergonomic domain, as I said, and the type of the problem, task-based or user-based, and which classification. And the solution has to be showing how it's going to improve the safety, the productivity, and the comfort. The report has to be APA format, consistent formatting. Don't copy paste. That will detect points from your report here in the 5%. Use figures, tables for both part 1 and 2. Professional report and presentation will be required upon the project completion. فأنت محتاج تسلمهم professional report and presentation slides. The second page, you will submit the presentation and the slides, the report and the presentation slides on August 6th at 10:30 a.m. on the Blackboard. You will submit it. Then the presentation will be in the class face-to-face on the Sunday, August 7, during the class time. Teams, as we said, are 5 members, and here are how is the font you use. Many tabs here are not going to be required. You can use the softwares and application, unless if there is average or mean or standard deviation, but Excel can do the job. But there are software application in the extra resources I have posted on the last slide of part 1. Go to those resources and you will find them very useful to implement your project. Contact me also using your my email address stated here. I hope that's clarify the requirement for the project. Please, if you have any questions now related to the project,